Hey there, happiness seekers. Welcome to Elevate Daily, where we seek to give advice that can make your lives brighter and more fulfilling. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you did absolutely nothing? No phone, no music, no scrolling, no just checking something quickly. Just you, sitting, breathing, existing. If that question made you uncomfortable, you're not alone. In today's world, doing nothing almost feels wrong, like you're wasting time, falling behind, missing out. But what if doing nothing isn't a waste at all? What if it's actually one of the most powerful things you can do for your happiness? And before we explore that, if you enjoy content that helps you slow down, think clearly, and live more intentionally, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Elevate Daily. Now let's talk about the hidden power of doing absolutely nothing. Let's start with a simple truth. Your brain was not designed for constant stimulation, and yet that's exactly what most of us experience every day. From the moment we wake up, we're flooded with information, notifications, messages, videos, news, music, podcasts. Even when we relax, we're often still consuming something. And while this might feel normal, it has a subtle but powerful effect on your mind. It keeps your brain in a constant state of input. And when your brain never gets a break from input, it loses its ability to process, reflect, and reset. This is where doing nothing comes in. Because when you remove stimulation, even briefly, something interesting happens. Your brain shifts into what neuroscientists call the default mode network. This is the state your brain enters when you're not focused on a specific task. And instead of being inactive, this network is actually deeply important. It's where self-reflection happens, where memories are processed, where creativity forms connections. In other words, doing nothing is not empty. It's internally active. It's where your mind organizes your life. But here's the problem. Most people rarely enter this state anymore. The moment there's a gap, waiting in line, sitting alone, riding in a car, we fill it. We reach for our phones. We escape the silence, because silence feels unfamiliar. But silence is where clarity lives. Think about some of your best ideas. They probably didn't come while you were scrolling. They came in the shower, on a walk, right before falling asleep. Moments where you weren't trying to think, but your mind had space to wander. That's the power of doing nothing. It gives your brain room to breathe. Now let's talk about something deeper. Why does doing nothing feel so uncomfortable? For many people, it's not just boredom, it's identity. We've been conditioned to associate productivity with worth. If you're busy, you're valuable. If you're resting, you're lazy. So when you sit still, your mind starts whispering, "You should be doing something. You're wasting time. You're falling behind." But here's the truth. Rest is not the opposite of productivity. It's what makes productivity sustainable. Without rest, effort becomes exhaustion. And exhaustion slowly drains your ability to feel joy. There's also a psychological layer to this. When you stop distracting yourself, you start noticing your thoughts more clearly. And sometimes that can feel uncomfortable. Unresolved worries, self-doubt, overthinking. Distraction often acts as a buffer between you and your inner world. So when you remove the distraction, you come face to face with yourself. And that can feel intense, but it's also where growth begins. Because you can't understand your mind if you never sit with it. Now here's something powerful. Learning to do nothing and feel good about it is a skill. And like any skill, It takes practice. You don't go from constant stimulation to complete stillness overnight. You start small. Maybe it's sitting quietly for 2 minutes in the morning. Maybe it's putting your phone away during a short break. Maybe it's staring out the window without needing to fill the silence. At first, your mind will resist. It will look for something to do, something to check, something to consume. But if you stay with the moment, even briefly, you'll start noticing something shift. Your breathing slows, your thoughts settle, your body relaxes, and slowly, doing nothing starts to feel peaceful. There's also a surprising benefit to this practice. It improves your focus. When your brain is constantly switching between inputs, your attention becomes fragmented. You lose the ability to stay with one thing for long. But when you give your mind periods of stillness, you strengthen your attention. It's like giving your brain a reset button. After doing nothing, doing something becomes easier, more focused, more intentional, less rushed. And here's something many people overlook. Doing nothing can actually make you happier. Not because nothing is happening, but because you start appreciating the simple experience of being alive, the feeling of your breath, the quiet of a room, the rhythm of your thoughts. Happiness doesn't always come from adding more to your life. Sometimes it comes from removing the noise that's covering it. Let's take a moment to imagine something. What would your day feel like if you didn't need constant distraction? If silence didn't feel uncomfortable, but calming? If you could sit with yourself without needing to escape, that's a different kind of freedom. A quieter one, but a deeper one, and it's available to you, not through more effort, but through less. Before we wrap up, here's a simple challenge. At some point today, take 5 minutes. No phone, no music, no multitasking, just sit. Observe your surroundings. Notice your breath. Let your mind wander. You don't need to force anything. Just allow. And afterward, ask yourself, how do I feel? Not more productive, not more accomplished. Just, how do I feel? That's where the real insight begins. If this video gave you a new perspective, or helped you feel a little more permission to slow down, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Elevate Daily. We're building a space where happiness isn't about doing more. It's about living better. And I'd love to hear from you. When was the last time you truly did nothing, and how did it feel? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience might help someone else realize they're not alone. Until next time. Take a breath. Embrace the quiet. And remember, you don't always need to fill every moment to make it meaningful. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing at all.